So, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of War in the East 2. And today we will be focusing on the Stalingrad front and also checking this crucial connection between Rostov and the Kuban Heights. So we need to deal with this area that is now currently completely unopposed and exposed for the Soviet armor. So those things we need to address in this turn. And yeah, without further ado, we need to start falling back in the Stalingrad sector. That's why I named the episode as bringing the 6th Army home. Not necessarily we can't take them or get them to the other side of the Don River. Not everybody, but hopefully we can get most of them. And yeah, so we have to also rethink our positioning of the freshly sent SS Panzer Corps, because I'm thinking that they actually have the reach even to move in here. Like, I'm just thinking it has a possibility that should we maybe send them in here. I doubt that all of them have the movement to do that, to pull that kind of thing off, but this is really a land of mobile warfare in here. And we have some infantry divisions. Luftwaffe Field Division. It's in Rostov. We can put it on rails and just move it in here. Let's actually read first. What kind of events are we looking at? We have Soviet partisans, garrison shortage, 1 victory point and 1 action point. Now, what is AP in this game? Action points are in decisive campaigns. Okay, there are some raids in the German industry and rail yards. And what do we have here? Shortage in the Trans-Caucasus. Okay. Soviet forces. Soviet forces, are these in the Caucasus area? I think so. I guess they have 1 victory point in there. Or 1 theater box, I mean. But anyways, it's interesting to check out these positions too. The Soviets have seemed to completely abandon this approach. And they seem to be putting more threat on over here. That's interesting. I might need to react to that. Like, this Italian unity over here looks very weak. And the problem with these guys' position right now is that they can be attacked from multiple sides at the same time. So yeah, that's not an easy position to be in. I'm just first checking this whole line before we make any decisions what are we going to do in the Stalingrad sector. Because I would hate to see a Soviet breakthrough in here in the Italian sectors. Why is this? Oh, it's only sections. It's a regiment. There's most of it equipment. 81. It could still gather some combat strength though, so maybe it should be refitting. Soviet armor in here. I'm not that scared though. What kind of attack could we do? 15, 20. If we would have some tank hunters, I think. Mixed flag and so on. That could maybe do the trick. I saw also somewhere. Is this an artillery division? Probably. Or it can be Katyushas. So in Voronezh they still have this kind of massive stack. Rifle corps, guards rifle, cavalry corps, and so on. Yeah, I shouldn't be moving from those positions. Yeah, this Panzer division is not that fresh anymore. This regiment is actually heavily. They have a good combat strength. Not worried about them. How does the rail look? Well, this part of the rail line looks fairly good. Okay. And here we are in trouble. Or more like we no longer have any defensive fortifications in here. And that's the problem, because it's an open terrain. Stitching this up seems very difficult. Maybe one possibility would be to put back the divisions at least, so we would exercise zone of control. Like having a full division in here, in this hex. And a division over here, then we would have zones of control over these two places. I'm just worried about this tank corps over here. You should have some mixed flak. It has actually 88mm guns too. So maybe there is a chance to take out this tank corps. Because that already helps if we can take out the mobile units. Then even though if they would be able to break through, their movement would be kind of restricted. We don't have proper fortifications in this hex. So we have one division which is in full half strength. Then we have this unit. 258th Infantry Division. It was a good morale. Problem is that we would need to stitch it back up. 258 in here. Okay, and the third one is over here. Aha. It's problematic. Then I have the tanks who have been keeping the front line. 12 Panzer. Okay. Refitting. 71%. What about this? 66. Yeah, we have a level 4. Level 4 depot in there. Okay, we can only get... Yeah, okay, this was the artillery division that I was looking at. So, Peno... It has a rail yard. Okay, amazing. In that case, I'm gonna put a depot in Peno. That can be level 3. So this can be then level 2. I think. Then the main question is, do we put here? I think we have to prioritize this over this position. This is a double rail. But actually having that depot over here, that could actually help us. Now that I'm looking the front line. Because we need to, in order to have the depot running, we can't have any enemy units in the adjacent hexes, so if we would make a depot in here, then maybe having the front line to go like that would be the best way to go. So then we can easily or supply from here to here to here. That would really work out. But which one do we prioritize at the moment? There's more divisions in this sector, but okay, this is it's actually already fixed. So I'm gonna go first up and then I'm going to go down. Okay, this is the furthest we can get. The enemy retreated, let's see. So it was like a full... The division fought quite bravely. We suffered more casualties than they actually. They had a massive amount of support units. Why didn't we have any support units in the attack? Well, he has only one artillery, so that's probably the problem. But it's really important that these kinds of like lonely artillery divisions would be taken out. Because when those hit our fortified positions, they really can hurt us. Oh yeah, we have more units coming to this way. This could be the time to take this rifle corps out, but I put the air to rest, so I'm going to keep those guys landed. So no combat in there. But we can just offload these guys though. Can't we get them any closer? No, we can't actually. I guess this is the closest we can get. $19.7. These are okay. Oh yeah, here is the blue division. Blue division is also put into pieces. Would we even put the blue division back together? I think we could. Maybe we should. Just preparing, if we attack next turn, we should have these divisions ready. Which hex? This unit should not be able to take either of these. So maybe I just stay in the background then. Yeah, I should have enough action points or movement points in the next turn. Okay. In here, these guys are on train. Was I sending them out or was I sending them in? Can't tell. Can't remember. Anyways, I'm going to move everybody. Okay. So I want to cut this rail. Just needs to be cut. These guys' defenses are not that strong if you look at them. Single rifle divisions. 16 defensive value. If our information is correct. So what if... Okay, we captured the depot. Infantry division depot, what is that? What if I would do that? Okay, this is a Luftwaffe field division unit. Probably stitch it together. I'm just wondering what kind of units do they have in here in the rear? Do they have anything? All I can just see is these two units in here. But I don't have that much movement either, so... I think I need to strengthen this position, which is a rough terrain. Okay, this is a Luftwaffe unit. I'm going to send it up there. Because I think I want to put them back together. Because I think this threat that we were facing over here has passed. Yeah, we have level 3 forts along the way, so I don't think that's an issue anymore. Okay, this is looking good. What about this? Well, actually, I think that we could put them in the front line. Take away this regiment. Okay, these guys are just sitting there by themselves. Okay, now I have like another heavy hitter that I can send here to the slot. Like if we are truly gonna be pushing next turn, I want more units in there. If they don't have any units in the airfield, well, we would need to get a unit in there. Should I try to raid it like this? It says that there should be air units. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. Size 1 airfield. I can't see that there would be anything in there, but like it's just showing that it should be manned. Okay. That was a sneaky move. I have this regiment that I could send. I have actually multiple regiments. The thing is that I could of course put this Luftwaffe field division into pieces. And then take another division over here, send it northwards. Do I have the movement? Yeah, I should actually have. So what if I do this? Okay. This is kind of like crazy even. Because these guys are so weak. Like, they don't seem to have a lot of attacking strength in this sector, and movement in here is so costly. So I'm just thinking it like that. Could I even try to like surround this unit? I could at least like force them to retreat. It's just a rifle brigade. Doesn't really threaten me or anything like that. But I'm just thinking that we could be a little bit more aggressive. Oh, it's this unit's regiment that is in there. But where is the third one? No idea where is the third one. It's in here. Okay, it's been sent to the center. Okay. Well, I guess these could be a little bit weaker. This is a level 2 fort right now. So level 4. Yeah, I think I'm fine. I could send this guy north. And let's pick a new core for it. Sadly has to go over the limit. Okay. And then this core can move, or I mean this regiment can move in here. along with this. This is only a regiment. Not really looking that threatening. Were there any combats? No, there were not any combats in here. I think this 93rd Division can hold itself. Probably. First Corps. It's interesting that the supplies, they are not flowing through over here. But even though this hex still gets supplies in, is it so that if it's an end node and there is an enemy next to it, it can receive supplies, but if enemy is blocking those railway hexes, or they are adjacent to those railway hexes that are just on the way to the depot, it can block the movement of supplies. So we are not actually having any supplies stored in this hex, which is kind of a problem. So it basically needs that we would have to push the Soviets away from at least this hex and this hex. But to be honest, I only think that we have the combat strength to push the enemy away from here. Because we can attack from so many sides, we can stack like a massive force. And then if we have the air superiority too, next week, it could work out. Okay, this is a heavy wood style. Is there a river crossing? I think there is. There is a major river. I'm not sure how much is the major river affecting combat strength in winter time. But I surely can't tell is it frozen or not. What does it say? Does it say only 24? I think it says only 24 defensive value in this hex. So taking all of these three are actually somewhat viable, and this is a clear hex. Okay. But taking this is basically impossible with the direct assault though, because only one hex can attack there. So there is of course like a more ambitious plan. If we want to encircle these guys, we could try to just push from 3 hexes, this hex, and once it has been captured, we can then attack from here and here, 2 hex attack. I don't know, quite risky. I don't think these guys would be anyways able to participate in combat, because there is already 3 stacks in all of these hexes, except not in the last one in here. But they can of course be used from reserves that they will join the combats. Probably. If the commanding general is good enough for the Soviets in Leningrad. Not sure about that. So yeah, we went in and we took kind of risks. We have super weak defenses in these hexes right now. It's a little bit scary. It is a little bit scary to leave, especially this one. But how could they just get through here and then blast it? I don't see that happening. So I don't think we need to secure this hex per se. Maybe I could just do like this. Is there a way to shorten this line? I don't know. Okay, I can see that we have an element. Over here. Maybe I could do that. Bringing those guys a little bit closer to the supply depot in here. Actually, now that I'm looking at this map, look at this hex. It's actually some kind of a railway hub. Like whoever controls this hex kind of controls all of those roads. I mean railroads. So Volgoe. Yeah. That is definitely an option. Definitely. I'm just a little bit worried that we are overextending the front line. Even though I see its value. This is now the second closest depot position. Kirovo, there's a railroad in there too. How about Kushunivo? Yeah, there's a rail yard in there too. Okay. Optimal solution is of course that Soviets wouldn't get their supplies so close to us, but I don't think there's anything that we can do at the moment, at least. Staritsa town. How is the freshness of our units? Quite many are still super weak. Or they haven't regained their combat readiness, and that's because they are on the front line. I would have to pull them back. I think most of the forts that we have been constructed. So I should be pulling out some of the units. Or alternatively I will I will move the front line. That's the other option. So I'm just thinking Sturm Division, French Volunteers, Infantry Division. these guys. It's a nice combat odds. Yeah. We didn't have any air support. We lost 4 tanks. They lost most of their tanks. That's okay. That's what we wanted. I think I want the infantry division out of the front line. These guys have to hold it by themselves. 10th Motorized Division. Okay, the other segments of that unit are south over there. I think I should pull those guys out. Maybe the motorized. I think I need to send the motorized away. Just because we need to regroup more units. So I'm using this railroad. I think this is the way. Can go to Bryansk first. We can then move it further somewhere in here. Okay. Let's see. So their division would be whole in here. This is a really tough position to be in. All of those units that I have here, they are really exhausted. Really exhausted. 5-3, so I would have a combat strength of 8 if I pull the tank or the Panzer division from this hex. We got pushed out from here. Now the problem is of course that this light woods position is not really that defensible. So there's a light woods in there. Because my whole idea was that the long-term plan would have been like that the supplies will flow from here to this position at least. But I don't think it looks realistic anymore. What if we would give in like a lot of territory in here? Like we would just set up a defensive perimeter over here. Like, how would they supply those units? Like I'm just thinking, because we want to keep Kaluga, we want to keep that definitely. We wanted to have like a railway connection in there. And preferably keep it like this. So the way I see it, these 3 positions, they are like defensible and they should be defended because we need to keep the supplies flowing to Moshaizk, and for that purpose we need to cover cover that. But I already know that we have like these fortified hexes over here. So how can we utilize those? So do we just kind of admit that we are willing to open this up for the enemy? That we withdraw, we make a line in here. Is that what we're gonna do? That we allow them to push forward? It would be pretty nice trap though, if you think about it. Like, if we have tanks, we can just use the road network. At least from the south, not really from the northern side, but yeah, I think we have to kind of give in. Let's see, what was the combat like in this hex? It was 10,000 against 80,000. And what happened in here? 18,000 versus 10,000. It's not that bad. The fact is though that when we are in these positions, the Soviets are super close to their own supplies. Supply depots. That's the fact. Okay, we have this one infantry division. Yeah, I think we should just kind of accept it. Accept the situation that we can't hold the line. And this unit is completely, they are completely unfit to fight. I would also say that, yeah, all of these are look super bad. This is not looking great, not at all. Yeah, they are half strength. What about these guys? How are they so lacking of everything? It's not great. It's not great at all. Yeah, this is 3 infantry divisions. They are all super bad shape, in a super bad shape. So definitely, yeah, I think we have to accept that it's not going to work out. So I'm willing to withdraw. Let's check the rail system. The rail is actually, it's almost operational in here. Yeah, I would like to just send the infantry division back to regain its combat values. But I don't really think I can do that. Okay, this is Gross Deutschland. Where is the third? Gross Deutschland. It's in here. Okay. So this is actually 13 only. This is 24. I mean 22, this single unit. Ah, that's really bad. I think this has refitted enough. 71% is something that I can accept. But it should really gather its combat readiness. I wouldn't really like to move these guys, but I guess I kind of have to. Yeah, you go in. These guys have to fall back. Let's bring the defenses around here. It's only 6. That is disappointing though. You really would need to dig in here. It's only 1. Yeah, these guys are super bad shape. Oh yeah, this is only 18. 18 table of equipment. How do we cover this flank? Well, the tanks can cover the flank, I think. What if we would just pull out even more? %. Yeah, I would like to put those regiments back together, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. And I don't like to keep panzer divisions in the front line. That's just not normal. What if I move this unit? No, but we would get much more combat strength out of these guys though if we would just combine them. Combine them in a proper manner. I'm going to take this unit out. Okay, it can't move into the front line. That's okay, I think these guys can handle themselves. Großdeutschland. Should reconnect. I'm a little bit worried that I'm like weakening the front line too much. But I can use these guys to like man the positions in here. Let's put it to the Panzer Army directly. Okay, here again. Okay, these guys can actually move from this position up to here. Okay, that's nice. I think we could do that. I'm going to move the tanks out for a second. Okay, it's much better already. That looks much better. What about this dude? It's this one. This one can make it in here. And then we would have the infantry division free to move. Okay. What if we try that? This regiment can't move that much. I'm still going to pull it out from the front. We can of course make the new front line over here. Because why would we need to keep this this position? There's no need. I can just actually move this guy to strengthen here. That's fine. It's completely fine. We are so close from those heavy positions. These would be so much more defensible, you know, just putting a unit in there. It would really help out. But it doesn't guarantee that we can successfully hold those positions. So now this is only 4, that's a problem. I think that unit has to move in there, yeah. We have a Panzer division in Wörsma that has been refitting, okay. And we have also okay, these are the regiments. 10th Motorized Division regiments. Yeah, I think I'm fine with that. Let's go over there. 3rd Panzer Army. Yeah, they're both refitting. Okay. But that's okay. That's fine. I'm willing to give up that position if we can then make sure that this doesn't fall. That is actually fine by me. Of course, withdrawing from here it opens up the attack possibility over here, but I'm going to put this unit in reserve. That's how it's supposed to be used, you know. And what is Ferdinand's initiative? Initiative is only 5. Okay. Yeah, in the previous stream I was doing the air phase. The air is still a bit of a mystery to me, like the problem you have to micromanage a lot if you want a specific number of planes to take into that action, and I don't kind of like that. It would be so much nicer that you could just tell that you can say the minimum requirements of planes taking part into a specific mission, but you can't really just say that I want this specific number of planes. But yeah. Yeah, the air war is still a little bit complex. Like, I'm not an expert, but the way I think about air, at least when you're playing as the Germans, is that it's kind of the... You can do the trade of like losing planes in order to gain intelligence or in order to basically save men. Do basic interdiction if enemy units are not very well supported or secured against air attacks. Like that's one option. Or blocking movement. But yeah. Typically the German player can just focus on keeping the ground support on. That's the easiest way. And then when you fight, you can of course just toggle this battle on and off if you want the air to be used in a specific mission. But yeah, I'm going to do this. Let's see, it's now 16. Should hold. Can we get these guys in here? We actually could. But it's lacking the points, so it doesn't matter. Like I couldn't put those units together. You need to have action points or movement points to be able to actually take that position. Let's move them in. So now we have pretty okay defensive line, except some of these forward elements have taken so much punishment. So here we have 12. These guys can't move that far. I think having 2 infantry divisions in here would make sense. I'm sending a second one there. And I think these guys can withdraw 1 more hex maybe. Or maybe it's not necessary, but they're just super weak. And here I have 3 divisions, which is just way too much in a single hex. Is there a risk of encirclement? 26. What is the weakest of these? Probably these guys have the lowest amount of supplies, so they should go in here. Okay. Okay, we got one division again put together finally, and these 2 are just refitting. That's why their supply status is so low, because they are just getting more men and equipment. What about these units? Do we have like surplus of units? I think this single unit could hold that position in there. These guys should get at least a lot of supplies, because they are right next to the depot. Or they can be sent even here on top of this one. Do they need any units? These guys actually need a little bit. And these guys too. Okay, I can refit them both. So yeah. Okay. How exposed are we over here? Well, I really would like to destroy these tanks. Do I have the strength? Because attacking with these guys we would weaken ourselves quite significantly. I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. But yeah, I'm thinking that I should put this infantry division together. Okay, and send it in here. Yes, that's good. Looks very good. They are missing a lot of equipment though. Can't help it. It's this one. So once I do this move, I can't go back in there. It's a little bit problematic. Only 9 movement points. I guess we have to do it. 22 defense. Well, that's good. It's great actually. And here we have a full division. Full division in Kaluga too. Yeah, it's a bit scary. So this is only value 9. It's not really strong at all. Okay. These guys have okay equipment. They should be able to defend themselves. Well, let's see. Let's see if we can hold. We are so close to Moscow. So close. But yeah, there's no way of us advancing. Especially in the winter time. Looked for a second that the Moscow was completely undefended, but no. I guess we do the move now. I need to take the stronger unit, but if I put it in here, it's just gonna be... It's going to be so exposed. Here we have a Panzer division. It's in a good condition. Can't even get up here. What can it do? It's gonna burn all of its fuel when it gets in here. But if we have a tank or armored division in here, it's certainly going to hold. Okay, and what do we got here? We have another armored division. It's actually full. All of these are. So we have three units, 2 regiments. And the regiments can actually be sent via rail to the front line. So let's do that. Okay, they can move like this. Well, we can strengthen this position, for instance. No longer to the second army, but to the actual corps. Then I can move this one over here. Good. What will the tanks do? Well, the only combat that we have to win in here is just this. The thing is that once we attack with an infantry division, it's going to be quite depleted. Yeah, we can only move in here. I think we have to attack with a single infantry division. I'm going to put... make it a little bit stronger. Just for this one turn. Air support is on. And we were halted. Oh no. Yeah, we couldn't even get close. What happened? So we just had faulty intelligence. It was much stronger than we initially thought. So actually breaking that single hex is not going to be that easy. I see. I see. Well, we can get the tank in here. But is there any real chance of encirclement then? Zero. Yeah, there's no movement left once we take this hex. Yeah, it was just much stronger. It was a rifle corps. Our intelligence was off. And we didn't have any air support in this sector, is it so? Is it really so? In these combats, yeah, there's no air from either side. Not here. Oh, nowhere. I guess I pulled so much air assets from here, so... And these guys belong to the Army Group B. Yeah. Okay. There's these fighters, for instance. How about the bombers? What about these guys? Is the... yeah, there's blizzard. Okay, that's why. Yeah, it's a blizzard. The weather is so bad that they can't fly. So okay, the encirclement is not an option anymore. I can of course lure them in even more. I could move in this blizzard to this hex. But aren't these hexes more important? Question is, I don't think this one single regiment can hold that position. These guys are definitely in a good position though. If it is possible, I would rather use the train to go over here. Can I still unload? How many points? 178. That might not be enough. It's 180. No, I was able to unload. Okay. I'm also worried about what if the Soviets sent like tank hunters? Then they can really crush me. They can really snipe out those tanks, but I'm not sure in this blizzard though, can anything be effective? So what if I take only this kind of semi-passive stance? Like if they want to try to go in here, can they try to encircle these guys? That's what I'm worried about too. Or do I protect the rail? I don't know, I might need to get back to that. So then I have the Fallschirmjägers. These guys are elite 87 morale, so they will fight if I can just put them in a hex where they can dominate the battlefield. Do they have any anti-tank guns? They have 50mm puck, 20, 75mm. Okay, howitzers. Maybe. Maybe they should be here waiting. Just to make sure that we don't get cut off. Or they could patch this hole that we have in the line. They are fairly exhausted. So I don't know, they could simply just be in here to exercise zone of control to these two hexes. Or maybe like that. Now we exercise a lot of zone of control. So here is their only breakthrough possibility. And if they do break through, we have the tanks ready. So okay. Alpini is probably the weakest. They have 47mm anti-tank guns. It's not probably enough. These guys are okay. How many do they have of those? 0. They had 1, but it's damaged. That's not great. They are Alpini divisions. They should hold in the winter. You know, they know how to ski. They know the winter conditions. This guy is in reef. It doesn't work like that anymore. Super weak Romanian unit. Only combat strength of 2 in a fortified hex. Yeah, these have been... Oh yeah, they are unready because they would need to be back in here. Are these guys now combat ready? Yes, they are. Okay. Well, I have to think about this positioning, but I definitely think that these guys are a little bit threatened. This seems like somewhat of a concentration. Also, I'm not liking that I'm seeing 3 tank, not just divisions, they are actually all tank corps walking around in here. So yeah, I have to take that into consideration. We're actually pretty okay supply situation in this X. I'm just not sure is that enough. I've been trying to spread these German troops along the whole front. But yeah, I think that we need to adjust. This hex is not being threatened by anything right now. So I'm going to move this regiment over here and this guy over here. So now we have again pretty formidable defense. But yeah, we need this division at least one division over there. And now we grab this hex. Okay. We exercise zone of control to all of those hexes. And this is unready. They should then go in Millerovo. This unit is ready. Doesn't have a good supply situation, but I think it could go then there and relax in this hex, which is also supply depot. That Romania unit can refit there. General de Corp de Armata. Son Aurelian. 3.8 commander. Wouldn't be my primary choice. I think we can give up that hex for the time being. We have too much forces around here. Like if we would now be able to like carry a big punch, like let's imagine that these guys over here, the motorized unit, can sweep in here. Let's imagine that we can hold these positions. Would there be a possibility that we could somehow trap these guys? I don't think so. I think they are just like definitely there is a possibility now that they have exposed their flank. But yeah, I didn't see that the Soviets would be advancing through the rail line in here, but that of course makes a lot of sense because they need supply bases. They took the Stalingrad. It's online. They are using now this station. They're probably using these stations too to supply the forward elements. So I'm expecting that the main attacks are going to be via the railway lines. So I'm not anymore considering that the attack would be coming through here. I'm thinking this sector is more likely than over here. So I might need to consider like shuffling my troops away from here, especially this motorized unit. that can be much more effective in somewhere in here in the southern sector. Okay, this unit is anyways gonna withdraw 16th turn. They are truly exhausted. Romanian division is completely routed. This is just a regiment. Oh yeah, they are just regiments of the Romanian 4th Division. Romanian divisions. I was so surprised that they were able to hold up until this point. These guys also gonna be withdrawing 16th. They actually have quite a lot of their equipment, 62 out of 65. Morale is still over the standard, so quite exceptional. Okay. So how far can these guys run? Because they need to run. I think we are going to just grab the positions that these units that have had 3 units have constructed. So we are gonna be positioning our fleeing units in those axes. Yeah, these guys can get up to over here. Then I need to also think about how do I protect this right flank. And I need to also think about these moves. Because I know that they are going to take a lot of hits in terms of their combat capability, but honestly, like we have to send units from here to just block this line. Like the Soviets can't breach this. If they breach that line, you can say goodbye to the whole Caucasus army. Of course, I'm thinking like maybe we should have withdrawn with these guys. Like put them in here to the railway lines. But now it's kind of too late. It's looking really bad. Like we need some kind of line in this sector. And how am I going to set it up? That's a big question. All I know that I need infantry divisions, because regiments, they don't assert zone of control, so we need divisions. Like it doesn't really even matter what kind of divisions they are, but they just need to hold those spots. And yeah, I have the 14th Panzer. It has lost most of its tanks, but like these guys have not yet connected with anything. So if I can just even temporarily cut these lines off, this unit is considered isolated, and in the supply phase it doesn't get supplies. So I'm also thinking about the same thing with this Slovenian mobile division. Like we can just maybe try to do something crazy that we would just cut these guys off just to mess with their movement points. Even if it would be suicidal, like even if these guys wouldn't be able to break out, it would still make sense if this connection doesn't automatically flip to the Soviets. Because these guys are going to be out of supplies. These guys are going to be out of supplies. Flotte 4. Where should these guys go? They can just go anywhere. I don't really care. They have 20,000 men. They can just go here. Can you reveal me some of the enemy positions? Nah. They're just an HQ. What can they do? Nothing. Army Group A. Army Group A headquarters would maybe go to Krasnodar or something. But yeah, we are going to use the Romanians as a bait. Like they have to go through the Romanian units first. Okay. So if we just... We could cross the river with this unit. Yeah, we can do it like that. What about the tanks? They can't cross the second river. They can get up to here though. They can set up a defensive perimeter there. Yeah, the Romanian unit. No, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. I had both of them selected. Romanian unit in here. So where does the tanks? 6th Panzer. Look at them. They have 5 tanks left. But it's a miracle if we can get them out. Like they are morale 89. Still fairly good morale. Okay, these guys can get up to here. This would be useful, I think. I'm going to do that. Are these guys on the wrong side of the river? Yes, they are. Let's just get them out first. Okay, they are now on the right side. The side that we want them to be on. Where can I get the tanks? This is actually a good position to be in. Unready Romanian unit. I don't know about this infantry division though. They look so shaken. Rather put it like that. I think we should evacuate from here. These are German units, except that one Romanian. Yeah, we definitely should evacuate. Okay. Oh yeah, we have a Romanian armored division in here. I forgot about them. 4th Panzer Army. Actually, this Panzer Corps is out of... They are over the limit. That is unacceptable. Put it to 1st Romanian Corps. It can be under Romanian leadership. As it should be. And like, yeah, this needs to be a controlled fall back. Maybe... I don't know, this is 16th, 5 turns. Like they would just need to get to Rostov. They shouldn't be going this way. They would need to go left. To be perfectly honest. These guys are in okay shape, but I don't think they can fight yet. All of these guys have super bad supply situations. Where are the supplies coming from? Stalino. Too many supplies are coming from Stalino. I don't get it. Why? So I wanted that Rostov should harbor a lot of supplies. This could be set to normal maybe. So the question is, how are we going to make it so that we can... I need to get at least this unit. So Das Reich would go south. 7th Panzer Division also would go south over here. 320th would go here. And these guys are actually in train already. So they would need to be here and hold the depot. Like if the depot falls, these Soviet units are going to be within supply. And that's a disaster. That's a complete disaster if they... So they can only have a combat strength of 2. That's so little. That's like nothing. So many units are withdrawing. I need to keep a division in Rostov, no matter what. Refit and to some other corps. Yeah, okay. I have kind of decided, but there's still a lot of things that we have to decide in here. What are we going to do? What are we going to do with this Panzer division, for instance? Are we going to also send it south? Like, I can see its value here blocking movement around this. But these guys can just they can just encircle us. They are doing operational mobility or Bewegungskrieg in here, and we have nothing. Freaking empty front in here. I just have this one pesky unit in here. What is this, some kangaroo unit? Okay. Was destroyed in Romania. Okay. Cool. Cool. Well, we didn't manage to do this completely because I still need to like... Alright, do I need to think about it? Should I just do it? Like without overthinking this too much? I guess I can just try. I can just quickly try. If I fail, I fail. But okay. Basically we need to get those guys in that position. Yes. That looks good. We have a pretty good defensive values in here. 40. So if we think about what hexes are we actually keeping, I think we have to do a small planning in here. So this I need to hold. This is not mandatory. Not at the moment. Like, it would be nice to have something there, but it's not mandatory. This we do need to hold. And I think this too. This we can give up. However, the benefit of having this here is that it blocks the movement. So they would need to push this guy first. So yeah, maybe we could pull that out. I think holding all of these makes sense. These are the ones that are going to take the hits. And these ones then would be in reserves. This unit likely to take hits too, though. So what free units do we end up having after all of those? Not that many. We have these guys. We have these guys. That's all basically. I can move this Romanian tank unit to take that position. Basically these are super weak units, they are like very threatened. I think it would make sense to keep some presence in here. To maybe. It would buy us time. Like regarding all those operations in here. Like if we just give up this position, these guys can then move straight in here. So this is in reserve. Totenkopf is in reserves. I don't think these necessarily have to be in reserves, they can just be there. All of those guys could be though. I just changed the HQ. Well, actually all of my units are. No, I can't be in contact with all of them, so let's change the core. Okay. Yeah, das Reich. This is now going to be super important. I'm going to move it over here first. Let's see. It's in a fairly okay shape. It has a good combat values. Seventh Panzer Division in here. Disband the depot. And what units do we have in Salsk? Like seriously. Massive supply problems in here. These guys. Go to Krasnodar. Immediately. They couldn't fly out. Okay. Okay, we have a full division in here. This is super useful. Where can we deploy it though? All I can see is risks. This is the maximum where it can reach. So I'm gonna put it over there. about these units? We could put it in here. Like here. How far can these guys go? Okay, these guys can take this unit's place. And these guys can get in here. Because I don't see this as a priority, but they can of course get in here and cut it off like that too. So that is a problem too, though. One option is that we retreat from Salsk. And we place that unit somehow over here, but it's only a single regiment, so it doesn't do the zone of control. Like we could get this unit from here. We could delay their movement. We don't need to secure this position, like that's not important for us. Let's see. Okay, this unit can't even cut this open. I see. Of course I can move this guy in here. Because these guys have to... Yeah, I think that would make sense. Put it over here, there's some kind of a river crossing. So it's kind of like funneling the enemy to go either this way or this way. And what about this? We can now send it up to here. I think that makes sense. And now we can put the tank division. These guys are still having that open terrain in here. Unless I of course have these guys. But my intention was that I'm going to try to cut the enemy off. I'm going to try to do this. You know. Okay. Now they should be surrounded. I still have the chance to go over here. I can go like diagonally, or I can go... Yeah, I can cut these guys. these units can of course re-establish the connection, but I'm going to do it. You know, they should be now cut off. These hexes might flip. Not sure about those. These regiments, they don't have to stay where they are right now. They are so tightly packed. Like definitely we can send some of them over here. And some can, if we want, they could be like here. Like I don't think they are going to advance through this rough terrain. Let's get these guys. These guys can also be deployed up to here. So which hexes can I afford? I can afford to take these two guys out. I can move one of these units in here. Yeah, like that. So this guy can now go here. And this I can leave unguarded. I would like to push these guys out. I think I can do it. I can. Yeah, enemy routed. Good. Excellent. 9 men was lost from our side. Basically nothing. Let's keep those guys there. Move the tanks 1 hex. What about moving this guy in here? Yes. Okay. Maybe we put young Schultz Cossack unit. Into the hills, or we force these guys to fight one more battle before I'm not sure. This is really like where do I have expendable units? I would like to keep those guys in the hills, but I'm not sure. Do I have that luxury? Do I have anything mobile? Anything mobile that could move? Have another regiment. Okay, no, that's not enough. So the way I see it, we still are missing like... We are missing one unit in here. And here. Because right now they can just pick actually the closest, the most straight route to here. At least we prevent, I think we now in this setup, what we have, we prevent them going through here. So this should be secure. In my calculations it's secure. But this is not. So I can take these two guys. But I really can't because these guys also threaten here. It's a really bad situation. To be honest with you, it's not the best. I'm thinking, should this guy we throw one hex, because then we can force that they would try to go here, which we have zone of control. Here if they try to go, they have to attack this, and then they would have to attack another unit. Or then they can just sneak past, because we don't have zone of control again. Zone of control. My eternal enemy. Okay, they are unready. So they have to be then unready. That's what they are destined to be then. Yeah, there's no supplies in here, so guess I can put it to 0. We can't get any supplies through because of these guys. Oh. I have to keep it on level 3, or maybe I could... So we have this one Slovenian mobile unit, okay. Where would I deploy it? So that it would make the most, the highest effect. Should this unit be actually one hex higher? Like it would exercise the zone of control a little bit earlier. I don't think there's anything else that it would do. Like this. Yeah, I think this is fine. Okay. What if we pick these guys? Put them just like as cannon food or something in here. That's one option. There's some recon planes in there. Yeah, I think we actually, because this guy exercises zone of control around these hexes, so we would need to have a unit, I think, in here. Over there. And then I don't think they are going to take this rough terrain because that's so expensive movement wise. Not for us, of course, because we are in there, but for them I think it's expensive. So but is here a unit though? So we had a unit in here and they took these hexes, so I would assume that there is a unit. Yeah, and then we have to of course pick the correct HQs for all of the units. All of the units eventually. But okay. So that guy was able to cross now. We get at least one division reinforcements. And we have 2 more divisions in Berlin, right? Yeah, we do. First I sent the 2nd division into the center, or I think to the south. Okay. Yeah, but I'm gonna leave it to this, and then in the next time I'm gonna continue like getting the course correctly, trying to think about the chain of command in here, like which headquarter, which corps are we going to send in here, because right now this is just an ad hoc formation of multiple units. And yeah, then of course we have to think about these spots over here. Like how are we going to defend this area in general? So yeah, I'm gonna leave it to next time. But anyways, thanks for following the stream, and yeah, see you then again, War in the East 2, in the next one. Bye.